This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Adam Cellini. Thanks for being with us. Scott has the night off.
We begin tonight with an arrest at an East Manatee County elementary school after a student brought a gun on campus.
An 11-year-old boy at Myakka Elementary is facing felony charges after school officials found an unloaded handgun inside his backpack. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says it was another student who alerted faculty about the possibility of that gun being there. Sheriff's deputies responded before 9 a.m. this morning, taking that boy into custody. Since there were no injuries or immediate threat to the other students, the school was not evacuated, but parents were notified through a voicemail by school principal Kathy Price about the incident. The district says it's too early to determine a punishment, but expulsion and reassignment are on the table as there is a zero-tolerance policy for bringing weapons onto campus. We asked one parent if he would be comfortable with that student returning to classes.
It all depends. It might have been an accident or showing his friends the gun or something, or a prank. I don't know if it was deliberate, if he wanted to go after some of the kids or not, but if it was in bad intentions, probably not.
As far as what he was going to do with the gun and where he got the gun, those are the questions obviously that you want to know when something like this happens, but so far we haven't been able to ascertain those.
The student is charged with bringing a firearm on campus. Myakka Elementary does not have a school resource officer, and the school district applauded the school's principal and faculty for their handling of this situation. A man convicted of murdering a woman during a home invasion in 2009 is now also charged with killing another woman in Sarasota that same year. Delmer Smith III is charged in connection to the murder of a 34-year-old Sarasota woman. Smith III was sentenced to life in prison for that home invasion in 2011 and sentenced again in 2013 for the death of Kathleen Briles. Detectives recently learned he is also responsible for the death of a different woman inside of her home through DNA evidence. Detectives received a report in November identifying Smith's DNA profile on the clothing worn by the woman the day she was killed. He is charged with murder and sexual battery. And another man is behind bars and accused of attempted murder in connection with a shooting in Sarasota County. The sheriff's office says 33-year-old Charles Daly fired multiple shots into a vehicle at the intersection of 17th Street and Lockwood Ridge Road on Friday. Detectives believe Daly is responsible after watching surveillance video and obtaining his statement. They also claim Daly and the victim had an argument last Monday at a food market. Daly turned himself into Sarasota County Jail today.
With the threat of Hurricane Irma behind us and hurricane season just 5 months away, the National Weather Service in Sarasota County is making it a point to educate citizens about other severe weather hazards affecting the Suncoast. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo joins us live with more on their efforts. Dwayne?
Well, Jacqueline, the reason is that this week is Severe Weather Awareness Week. Although hurricane season is a ways away, as you just mentioned, there are other weather hazards such as tornadoes and even rip currents that officials say if citizens are aware and know what to do, it can very well save lives.
Hurricane Irma, making landfall last summer, is still on the mind of many residents, according to Sarasota Emergency Management Chief Ed McCrane. But there are other threats, he says, people need to be aware of, making this week of great importance.
It's an opportunity for people to know what hazards are there and how they can protect themselves and their families from it.
Each day will focus on a weather hazard and how to be prepared for it to keep you safe. Monday focuses on lightning.
Some people think it's a beautiful thing to watch, but unfortunately lightning is deadly. So we want people to get indoors when lightning begins or when they hear thunder, because several people get struck and killed every year in the United States and in Florida especially.
For Sarasota Lifeguard Chief Scott Montgomery, his main concerns are marine hazards and rip currents, utilizing beach warnings using a flag system.
Green flag means obviously good swimming conditions. A yellow flag means use caution into the water. Red flag means we're going to close the beach for whatever the reason, thunder, rip currents, and then a double red flag means the water is closed to swimming.
And when in doubt,
don't go in. So if you're not sure of your swimming abilities or the water, you're just not sure, stay out.
At 10 a.m. on Wednesday, the National Weather Service will issue a tornado drill warning via NOAA weather radios and social media. McCrane encourages everyone to take shelter as they would during a real tornado warning.
anybody, any business, school, any organization that wants to take advantage of teaching their people what to do in a tornado can use that tornado drill as a test.
Giving Suncoast residents an opportunity to sign up for the county's Code Red telephone notification system,
which allows you the opportunity to check the box if you want to receive a tornado warning. So if there's a tornado warning issued anywhere near your address that you input, you'll get that warning on your cell phone, your home phone.
And other hazards that the National Weather Service and the county will focus on is something that we were familiar with last year: flooding and wildfires. And for additional information about preparing for an emergency, you can visit scgov.net.
And certainly you can never be prepared enough. We saw that with Hurricane Irma.
But you only prepared for really sunlight today.
Right,
it's kind
I know,
of pretty
it was
out
very
there
nice. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert weather forecast.
Yeah, so today is lightning safety, and obviously it's lightning capital of North America, from the Tampa Bay area to Lakeland down to Naples. We have more lightning strikes here than anywhere else in the United States of America. That's typically during the months of June, July, August, and September. And we had 5 deaths in the United States last year. 5 deaths occurred here in the state. On average, it's 6. Now, that number has gone down since I started doing this back in 1985. It had been at 10. So the word is getting out there that lightning is very dangerous here, obviously, and the best advice is to be indoors, away from any kind of windows when lightning is around. And the majority of people that are hit by lightning is when they're outdoors enjoying the activities. Usually, and also farmers. We saw that a couple of years ago with some folks unloading a truck there in Myakka City that were struck by lightning. Well, here's what's happening right now. No lightning nearby, but these showers and storms out here in the Gulf are moving in our direction. That's associated with a thunderstorm, or a thunderstorm complex associated with a cold front that will be moving in late tonight and tomorrow morning. The timing of it is good because it appears it'll be coming through at the coolest part of the day, which means fewer thunderstorms expected for us here along the Sun Coast. Well, more of that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Bob. The federal government is in the 3rd day of shutdown. Thousands of government workers were forced to start the week at home, and others are working without pay. But now there is a deal to open the government. Senate Republicans have agreed to deal with the issue of immigration, and in exchange, Democrats will vote to reopen the government. ABC's Gloria Riviera has the latest details from the nation's capital.
The stalemate in the Senate is over.
The motion is agreed to.
For now, lawmakers inching forward, funding the government through February 8th.
The Trump shutdown will soon end, but the work must go on.
The break came after heated negotiations between lawmakers all weekend and blame from both sides.
President Trump's unwillingness to compromise caused the Trump shutdown and brought us to this moment.
President Trump tweeting Democrats' far-left base caused it all. The president is expected to sign the bill today at the White House. White House spokesman Sarah Sanders reading Trump's reaction.
I am pleased that Democrats in Congress have come to their senses and are now willing to fund our great military, border patrol, first responders, and insurance for vulnerable children.
The deal was made only after Republicans promised to prioritize resolving the Dreamers Act.
To all the Dreamers who are watching today, don't give up.
DACA, protection for some 800,000 undocumented immigrants brought to this country as children, a major sticking point.
I think it would be a serious mistake for us to pass an amnesty bill providing amnesty and a path to citizenship for millions of people here illegally.
The new bill includes just 17 days of government funding and a 6-year extension of CHIP, the children's health care program.
17 days, not a long time. Lawmakers say they hope to have DACA and other immigration issues resolved by March 5th. Gloria Riviera, ABC News, Washington.
ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now up here on the anchor desk. Nice to have a little bit of a change up here.
Most definitely. Been here before.
Exactly. Well, I understand records continue to fall on Wall Street as we head into this new work week.
Hard to believe. You know, with the government shutdown, everybody said the market can't continue to go higher. Well, I've got news for you, folks. Yes, it can. Didn't look that way early this morning. The Dow Jones Industrial Average opened lower and was down by 96 points at mid-morning. But ho-hum, what does 96 points mean? The answer is nothing. Today, we saw a record close for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, closed at the high of the day. Yes, for the NASDAQ. And, of course, if those two are up, so's the Standard & Poor's 500 Index. No matter how you slice it, a terrific day on Wall Street. Let's take a look at the final figures. And indeed, Look at that. Dow up 142 points at 26,214.60. That on volume of 798 million shares, up more than 0.5%. The NASDAQ was the star of the day. Look at that, up almost 1%, more than 71 points at 7,408.03. That on volume of 1,732 million shares. And of course, the S&P right along with it, up 0.8%, almost 23 points at 2,832.97. Well, I said the NASDAQ has been strong. Let's talk about it. The NASDAQ is, among other things, the home to what are called the FANG stocks. I don't know if you've heard that or not, but FANG stands for Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. And just so you know, remember, this is only January 22nd. So far this year, Facebook up 2.2%, and oh, by the way, up another 2% today. Amazon, this is really hard to believe. Amazon up 10.7% so far this year. Add another 2.5% today. Netflix, the leader, up 13%. They announced their earnings after the close today, and that stock will be up sharply tomorrow. And Google, no slouch, up 9.7%, up 1.5% today. So no matter how you look at it, these stocks continue to be performing very, very well. And where it stops, nobody knows. But for right now, it ain't stopping.
All right. We like the good news. Thanks a lot, Richard. Appreciate it, man.
You're very welcome. We're also talking about something that we're going to be doing later this week, which is something new for our viewers. We get a lot of people asking, can we talk to you about this or that? And the answer is, yes, we can. We're going to have a new Conversations with the Stearns. Actually, this week's going to be Thursday at 10 a.m. But during the course of this series every week, we're going to have different days and different times of the day so people know exactly where they can go and just sit down and let's talk. Stock market, bond market, interest rates, whatever you want to talk about. There's a limit of 12 people for any one, so we can really sit down and do it with a quality way. Take a look at our website, sternbaird.com, or you can simply Google Stern Baird or do it the old-fashioned way. 941-906-2847. Again, we're going to be doing this every week. So if you have questions, come on down and we'll try our best to answer them. Jeff as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be very well received with people within our community.
We hope so. Should be fun.
12 lucky people out there. That time is precious.
There you go.
Take it for granted out there, for sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Richard.
You're very welcome.
Well, still to come here on your Suncoast News, a major storm moves towards the upper Midwest, how it has already impacted other parts of the country.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, during this very active flu season, the number of deaths continue to rise and the virus now killing children.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac. WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call. Let us give you some peace of mind.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
You don't want to miss the annual Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. It is the largest orchid show on Florida's West Coast with thousands of blooming orchids on display and for sale. You'll also find orchid growing supplies, artwork, jewelry, accessories, and free classes. Make plans now to attend the Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. Go to vaos.org online for more details.
Start the year off with big savings during the Start Something New event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks, and for a limited time, you can take your new Ram 1500 home for as little as $19,999, or go big and step up to a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $13,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
A winter storm is moving across the Midwest, bringing snow and wind and creating travel nightmares. ABC's Zachary Quiche has the details.
Minnesota State Patrol advising no travel for south central counties in the state due to blizzard conditions. There's plenty of snow, but wind gusts that could reach 35 miles per hour are only making things worse. Places like Worthington and Mankato are seeing the worst of it. Plow trucks are out in Nebraska, this from Washington County, where visibility was described as zero.
Road conditions are extremely hazardous, and we're advising that you do not go out in these conditions.
Heavy snow in Dixon County, this just before noon this morning. You barely see a silhouette of trees in the background, but it didn't stop work from getting done in the Cornhusker State. Where feeding cattle, even in a snowstorm, is a top priority. Adding hashtag farm life, hashtag winter is here.
Your reference is semi-jackknifed.
From Kansas and Nebraska, then east into Illinois and Indiana, all getting pounded after Denver got hit by heavy snow the last couple of days. Even parts of Texas and Missouri impacted. Snow and winter mix is also expected in New England. Temperatures here in the Northeast have been 10 to 20 degrees warmer than normal. Because of that, no major winter weather, but wind, rain, and potential flooding are expected. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
Well, certainly some different weather here on the Sun
those
Coast.
Poor souls.
Yeah. Tough winter weather. You know, winter's not over yet for us either. We have a front coming down. It'll be here, it looks like Sunday, too, another one. And that one will be stronger and could produce some severe weather here. So what to keep an eye on that. That'll be a first alert weather day, too. Let's go and show you what happened this morning. Fog around. In fact, Lakewood Ranch, your webcam showing that fog, rather thick at times. And advisories were out. That's an advection fog, sea fog that rolled in from the Gulf. And we still have some possibilities of more of that developing late tonight in advance of a frontal system that's heading our way, and that front will bring us a chance for some showers, already starting to do so over the panhandle of Florida and over the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. Here's a look now at the latest satellite and radar imagery showing you the showers are starting to pop up, some light rainfall there. The line itself still well back to the west of us. That's the actual cold front stretching across New Orleans all the way out into the northwestern portion of the Gulf of Mexico, a little prefrontal trough out ahead of it. So that front will take its time moving through, and looks like it'll move through tomorrow midday, and then we'll see some cooler and drier air slip in across the area for a couple of days only. Some light rain being detected now by the radar just along the west coast of Florida. Some heavier storms now into Panama City, stretching toward eventually Tallahassee tonight. And for us, as I said, I don't think we'll get into anything too rough here with this front, but the one on Sunday could indeed produce some thunderstorms here that could get pretty strong. We'll keep an eye on that for you as the day progresses throughout the day tomorrow. Some light rain showers now across parts of Manatee County, spreading down southward into Sarasota, Venice, and all the way down to near Northport. Again, the weather headlines read like this: a cold front arrives tomorrow, and then slightly cooler temperatures for Wednesday and Thursday, and then a first alert day on Sunday, as we're expecting some big storms to roll in, and that next front, the second one, will be a little bit stronger. 73 right now. We have some clouds, and the dew point is at 62, the humidity at 68%. We have a south wind at 7, and the pressure now 30.03 inches. Statewide, dew point temperatures are way up there. These aren't going to drop, so we're going to see the south to southwesterly flow out ahead of the actual front, which at times, with that warmer air overriding the cooler Gulf of Mexico, Mexico. It does bring the possibility of more advection fog moving on in. And 69 now, the dew point way up there in Key West. It's almost summer-like. And temperatures are now 77 in Orlando. They got up to 80 today, 77 in Miami, and 73 now in Sarasota. Temperature 80 degrees in Arcadia, Myakka City at 81, 79 in Northport. A little bit cooler with that onshore flow right along the coast. Inglewood at 71, 67 in Cortez, and the Gulf water temperature now at 61 degrees. The hourly forecast for us tomorrow does call for a few morning showers around. We'll see temperatures a little bit cooler tomorrow, low 70s, but the cooler air really won't arrive until Wednesday, when we'll see high temperatures. Not all that warm. In fact, we'll be below average for a couple of days there. And then behind the front, you see the front kind of gets hung up down to our south, so we'll see a mixture of sun and clouds on Wednesday, but that wind will be out of the northwest and some high cirrus clouds racing overhead throughout the day on Wednesday. Well, temperatures starting to drop over the northern Rockies and northern Plains states now, but look how warm things are into Cleveland. 60 there, 50 now in 58 in the nation's capital, and 60 in Memphis, Kansas City at 33. And the highs tomorrow into the 20s and 30s, so pretty chilly air moving in over the northern Rockies and into the northern Plains states. For us, we'll stay mild here. This is not a real big cold front, but we will see slightly cooler temperatures for Wednesday. For boaters tomorrow, winds out of the south to start things off, turning to the northwest at 15 knots later in the day. Seas running right around 2 feet with a moderate chop. The 7-day forecast checks in like this: some showers tomorrow, and then temperatures cooling down for a couple of days. And then we'll see things warm up just in advance of the next cold front, and 70% chance for rain on Sunday. And as I said, that could be a first alert weather day. We think it will be, with some bigger storms around. A little more on our weather forecast coming up in a few. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. And now we turn to our first alert traffic. A bit of a slowdown for those drivers leaving both Lido Key and Siesta Key, the Ringling Bridge and North Bridge, connecting Siesta to the mainland, both with some backup, so you can expect some delays heading east and west along the bridges there.
In health news tonight, efforts to save a Cuban boy who had a basketball-sized tumor on his face have failed. 14-year-old Emmanuel Zayas had surgery in Miami to treat the benign tumor, but he later developed kidney and lung complications. His doctors and family members say he passed away from those complications on Friday night. The boy was brought to Miami because it was difficult for Cuban doctors to remove the 10-pound tumor. His remains were donated to science so doctors can study his rare condition called polycystic fibrosis dysplasia. And a new study makes it easier to tell who will develop Alzheimer's disease. Researchers at Washington University School of Medicine think tests of spinal fluid will make it easier to discover biomarkers of the disease earlier on. The study is expected to continue thanks to a $10 million grant from the National Institutes of Health. And this year's flu season continues to get worse. A report by the Centers for Disease Control shows influenza is now widespread in every state except Hawaii. Almost 75,000 cases have been reported so far. That does not include patients who treat their symptoms at home and never seek medical care. The CDC blames the flu for killing 30 children this season. Adult deaths are not tracked, but estimated to be higher than usual. Coming up, police have a surprising encounter when they enter the basement of a home in Russia. And one of the country's most famous hippos gets a special birthday treat that is just too cute to eat.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today, and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some will take you back in time to the Civil Rights Movement or even the Civil War. You boys play nice now. From Helen Keller to Hamlet. Check out these big guns. We're talking the USS Alabama. Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
The classic film Singing in the Rain is coming to the Players Center in a live stage show opening January 17th. All the dances and all the songs you've come to know and love, all a part of our Wild Broadway series. Get your tickets now for this limited run by calling the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. You too can be singing in the rain.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Powerful images from the Philippines show what experts say is a possibly imminent volcanic eruption. More than 27,000 people have been evacuated as a precaution after Mount Mayon began spewing ash and smoke. A 5-mile danger zone radius has been set, and remaining residents have been put on high alert.
You've heard of supermoons, blue moons, and blood moons. Well, depending on where you are, on January 31st, you'll be able to see all three in one. A supermoon occurs when the full moon is closer to Earth and brighter than normal. A blood moon occurs when it takes on a reddish tint as it passes through Earth's shadow in a lunar eclipse. And the blue moon designation has nothing to do with its color. It simply refers to the very unusual occurrence of 2 full moons in a single month. To find out when and where you can catch a glimpse, there are eclipse calculators available online. Russian police had quite an unexpected encounter while searching a house, a crocodile in the basement. The incident happened last week while detectives were searching a man's home. They say the crocodile was resting in a small pool of water dug in a concrete basement. The owner of the house explained that he got his pet alligator a few years ago.
Well, what do you get a famous hippo for her birthday? Well, you get her a cake, of course. Yeah, no surprise answers here. The Cincinnati Zoo prepared a special hippo-friendly cake for 1-year-old Fiona, a baby hippo that captivated the community last year with her struggle to survive after being born premature. And fans have been able to keep up with her antics on the zoo's Facebook page. The zoo had a special weekend celebration for Fiona's birthday, which is actually on Wednesday. And that's kind of the new thing, isn't it? Sort of watching these animals on Facebook live streams. Is anyone going to zoos anymore?
It is pretty cool to see them. And we have our Eagle Cam, or our Osprey Cam here at ABC7, which is always cool to see them.
I certainly love watching that all the time.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a former CIA director visits Sarasota. What he discussed this morning at the Van Wezel.
And a man accused of sexually abusing dozens of women comes face to face with more victims in court.
I heard about the Daly Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Daly Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Daly Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Around the neighborhood or around town, you'll feel good and look even better driving your new Fiat. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. So go big. Or go small. With prices starting as low as $13,999, you're sure to find a Fiat that fits your style during the Start Something New event, going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
You don't want to miss the annual Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. It is the largest orchid show on Florida's west coast with thousands of blooming orchids on display and for sale. You'll also find orchid growing supplies, artwork, jewelry, accessories, and free classes. Make plans now to attend the Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. Go to vaos.org online for more details.
Start the year off with big savings during the Start Something New event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get a brand new Jeep Renegade for as little as $15,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $18,999. Or be one of the first to drive away in a 2018 Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.